Hi, friends. It's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, on a lovely late afternoon, early evening for some of you. Welcome, welcome. Let me check and make sure I'm live here on another device. Okay, let's see. I see that I am live. Okay, great. Well, it's so good to see you guys. Tina, hello, welcome. And it's good to see you. I hope you all had a nice Easter weekend. It's been so pretty here in San Diego. Roz, good to see you. And Tina from North Carolina, how's your weather back there, you guys? It has been lovely here, low 70s and sunny, a little bit overcast in the morning. The roses are blooming like crazy. So it's just really lovely. Renee, good to see you. Thanks for popping on today. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. Well, I stayed home this year because I was still trying to get over my cough situation. I got some medicine from the doctor, and so I am feeling so much better this week. So much better. So I just stayed home and rested. And Hilda, good to see you watching. Ooh, North Carolina, 79. Ruth, good to see you. So we're just, the weather here is just gorgeous. And Ellie has been happy because we've all been home together. She's been just such a happy girl, and I think now she's like in a little daze. I picked her up and she was kind of taking a nap, so I think that's what's going on with her. We need to go get her nails trimmed this week. I don't trim her nails because whenever I do it, I might cut the quick or something, and I hate doing that. So I take her to the vet, and I feel much safer about that. So that's what we're going to do today. Or not today, but maybe tomorrow, another day this week. We got to get her into the vet. Oh, Roz, hello to your grandson. Yeah. I'm glad he likes seeing Ellie. She's not... she's never around little kids, so she's really a mellow. Julia, good to see you. So I hope you guys are excited. Today I think you've all been hearing, today is free shipping. Yay! Today, tomorrow, and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, free shipping from Stampin' Up! On orders over $75. And if you're watching this as a replay, just so you know for sure, it's April 23rd to 25th. And that is such a great deal because free shipping just rarely comes around, and shipping is so expensive. And on a normal $75 order, your shipping would be $7.95. So you're saving, she's fallen asleep. So you're saving about close to $8 by getting the free shipping. Now I wanted to talk to you for a minute about why you might want to get free shipping. Hi, Colleen Ludicky. My little device says that you're watching, so welcome. In case you didn't know, the price of cardstock is going up with the new catalog on May 6th. They haven't raised, look at her sleeping, aw. They haven't raised the price of cardstock for many, many years. Stampin' Up! Hasn't. There she is. Hi, Colleen. And so it is going to raise a few dollars with the new catalog. So white is, I think, out. I think they sold out of white. I don't know for sure, but don't be surprised if white is already at the higher price. But I think all the other colors are still at the lower price. So that's something great to stock up on right now before May 6th. And anything else that you need that you want to stock up on. Rebecca, good to see you. Rebecca Schlossnagel, good to see you. So check your stash and grab what you need before and including Friday at this free shipping. It's a great, great deal. Okay, so let me, I want to show you guys some, some of you sent me some beautiful cards. All of you are always sending me beautiful cards, but I wanted to show you a couple. So this one is from Cherie Drowns, who actually lives nearby. She's a friend of mine, and she sent me this this card, which is, let me get it to the right angle there. Simple and gorgeous. Simple and gorgeous. And so thank you so much, Cherie. And then this one is from Judy, and oh boy, is it so pretty. So I am going to put Ellie down because I want to show you, I think she's ready, and I want to show you how that card works. There, she's going to go get in her little bed. I haven't, hi Holly, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, that was a beautiful card. Okay, so this one from Judy, I know I've seen it, I did not make one. And look at this, look at how pretty this is. Isn't that just gorgeous? I want to make it next year because it's just, she did a beautiful job. I want to show it up close. She embossed these white panels. Isn't that just so pretty? And that paper, I want to say it's the Thoughtful Journey paper. Do you think so? And she's stamped over here. Look at how pretty that is. That is just, isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. So next year, I'm going to learn how to make that. I didn't this year, but I'm going to. And then Renee sent me a card. It's not Stampin' Up product, but I wish we did have this product. Look at how gorgeous this is, you guys. Look at these dies here. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, Renee, thank you so much. That is just spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Thank you guys so much. Lisa, good to see you. Thank you for sending me cards. I always love to get cards and to display my cards, so thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to turn you down, and we're going to see what we're going to do today. First of all, here's the new annual catalog. It goes live on May 6th. I had someone today wanting to order from it right now because they're so excited, and I agree 100%. And if I'm going to just drink a little bit of my soda water. If you want to get the products right now, you can, just like those of us who are demonstrators. Just get the starter kit, and as part of the starter kit, you can order the products, select products until May 6th from this beautiful annual catalog. I was playing with some of this stuff yesterday, you guys. The beautiful gallery suite, you know, that's my favorite. I've already told you. And I sat here and played with a whole bunch of it yesterday and had so much fun. So we love this new catalog. Part of the new catalog, part of getting a new catalog is getting new in colors, and we have a beautiful selection of new in colors this year that we've already been playing with, and I've been using. It's hard not to use them because they're so, so pretty. Does anybody know all the names? Yes, I did too, Ruth. Okay, so these, who knows these names? Do you mind if I practice on you? They are so beautiful. Cloud Cover, okay. Secret Sky, which I'm starting to love more and more. Darling Duckling, I love that name. Strawberry Slush, which of course, pink, how can I resist? And I always think tiger, Timid Tiger. Okay, so these are the beautiful new in colors. They'll be with us for 2 years. And what I wanted to remind you of is my In Color Club. I started it last year, and it was really a big success, and people love it. With the In Color Club, every month for 5 months, you get everything to do with one of the colors. And I think we're going to start with strawberry slush. And you'll get the paper, the ink, the refill, the blends, everything to go with it. And when you start, there she goes. She knows I'm Lisa. Good job. When you start off with my club, I give you free one of these packages of the new In Color Flat Pearls. And it's a really fun way to get all the beautiful colors. And we're going to do Cloud Cover last because they've been having a little trouble getting that ink just the way they want it. So we'll hold on to that one last. But we'll get, for 5 months, you get a fun package. And here are all the little things that I just told you. The Stampin' Right marker, you get a bolt of the ribbon, you get the Designer Series paper in that color. Tina, yes, that Timid Tiger is beautiful. And it's $60 a month for 5 months plus $9 shipping. Email me if you want to join. And I'll get you all hooked up. Secret C, yes. Then product shares. Paper shares and ribbon shares are what I do. I don't do embellishment shares. They're too tiny. And plus, I like to send you some embellishments as prizes here from our lives. And so I prefer not to do embellishment shares. But I love to do paper and ribbon shares. And I've had a lot of interest this year. So we can't get them until May 6th. You know, I can't even order it until May 6th. And because that's when the catalog goes live. But starting April 30th, I can send you a registration link and a payment link and get you all hooked up. There are rules that we can't hold your money for your funds for a period of over 7 days. So I can't even bill you until April 30th. And I try to be a rule follower. I like to follow the rules. But you can reserve with me. You can give me your name and email, and I've got a list, and I'll send you that registration link probably midnight on April 30th. So we'll get everybody registered. The paper share has, let's see, I circled this, 100 6x6 sheets of gorgeous new Designer Series papers, some from the online exclusives and the rest all from the catalog. And a paper share is 40, and that includes your shipping. Isn't that amazing? I don't know how I hope I didn't do that price wrong. The ribbon share includes 20 yards of beautiful ribbon for $25, including shipping. I didn't have my husband check those figures, and I usually have him check my figures because the numbers are not my thing, but I think I did it right. Both shares, if you want, I want it all, that's me. I want it all. I always want everything. $65, including shipping. If you want to participate, email me, Peggy@prettypapercards.com. I'll get you all reserved. And on April 30th, I will send you that registration payment link, and you'll be all set for your paper and or ribbon shares. And I want it all. I always do, you know. Got to have it all. Okay. So today, with it being free shipping, I thought we would not do something new, as in, hello, Carol. We would do something you can buy now rather than a preview, a sneak peek. With the free shipping, we want to take advantage of free shipping. And one suite that I have been loving is called the Lovely Garden Suite. And we're going to make this card from it today. And what I'm going to do is teach you some, here's the little envelope. I'm going to teach you some shabby chic distressing techniques so that you could do this with any products that you have. But I thought we would use the Lovely Garden Suite. So this is the card we're going to make, and this will be the prize. So put prize if you're interested, and let's take a quick look at this Lovely Garden Suite. And the reason I like to show these, what I've been trying to do is really focus on the online exclusives, because those are something you can't see in a book like the catalog. And so I want you to have an opportunity to see it. So the Lovely Garden Suite includes, and this is what we're going to use today, the Thankful Garden Bundle. Beautiful Beautiful flowers, beautiful bold sentiments. Okay, Roz is loving Timid Tiger. Okay. So this is the bundle, and the bundle comes with the stamp set and die set, and it comes with the Thankful Garden decorative masks. Now, I haven't used these yet, and I'm not going to use them today, but we're going to. At some point, we're going to use them. And these masks create the beautiful flowers. 5 different masks, all part of the bundle. Let's see who that is. I have to put my glasses on. Oh, Polly. Hello, Polly. So good to see you. So those are the decorative masks that come with the bundle. And this is the bundle we're going to use. And then the paper, you guys. I love the paper. Lovely Garden Designer Series paper. So the back side is black and white. And the front side is beautiful, beautiful florals. And we're gonna use a little bit of it today. There's a back side. I know some of you have seen it before, but it's so pretty. I just want you to see it again. Georgia, good to see you back from a doctor's appointment. This is one of my favorites. And this one we're gonna use today. And that has a black and white stripe, and we're gonna use this one today too. Are we gonna use that one? No, we're not gonna use that. We're gonna use this one right here. And the back for that is those little leaves. So beautiful, beautiful Designer Series paper. The lovely Garden Designer Series paper comes with the suite. And then also, suites usually have ribbon and gems. And so here is the 1/8 inch velvet ribbon, which 1/8 is so fabulous. We're going to use a different 1/8 inch ribbon today. But beautiful, beautiful. And I really do love these gems. I've been using these on everything. They're called the Starburst Rounds. And they sparkle, they shine, and they're flat. Aren't they just gorgeous? We're not going to use these today. Well, I could. Let me leave them out. We might put them on. I didn't on the sample, but we might. But that is the beautiful suite, the lovely garden suite. Georgia. Someone tried to hack your account. Oh, that's too bad. You might be able to call Stampin' Up like tomorrow or something if you have another card, Georgia. You might give it a try. I wouldn't want to lose out on free shipping. Okay, so again, here's the card we're going to make, and I'm going to go ahead and teach you some distressing and shabby chic techniques. Why? Because that is actually my favorite style. I think some of you know that. And so I thought we're just going to go all out today. So we're going to start with the size paper that I've been really using and liking a lot, the long card, 11 by 4 1/4, and it's already scored at 5.5. And I'm going to use my bone folder there to just really flatten that line, burnish that line. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put on a full-size piece of that lovely garden paper, and I'm going to use the one with leaves because we're kind of focusing on leaves today. It does have a beautiful fresh freesia pattern on the back. And we're going to use this other piece to do a banner. Both of them are going to be distressed, and I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't take long, but you take your paper snips and you just rough up your edges. And if you don't do it if you're doing Designer Series paper is thin, so it's easier to distress. If you distress cardstock, it becomes a little bit messier, and you might have to use your like the little mini vacuum that I have, which I haven't shown for a while, to pick up the little crumbs. But for Designer Series paper, you can distress it quickly, just like this. And if it happens to cut in on an edge, no worries, because that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, and now we'll do this one as long as we're in the distressing mode. This is what we're going to use for a banner. I kind of like to use two prominent colors, and so today my colors are Daffodil Delight and Garden Green, the colors in this paper right here. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on. We're doing some distressing today. We're talking about how to distress a card. I know some of you like this style and some don't, but you know, it's handy to know how to do it. And even if you don't use it all the time, you might use it a little bit. So I'm just going to push those little crumbs off. I'm using my glass mat today. I don't usually, because I know my bracelets make a noise on it, but because of all we're doing, I want the protection of the glass mat, and I love it. I use it every day. I really do. Okay, so the first piece, what I want to tell you about it, when you're doing the distressing, what I've done here is I cut it about a 16th inch larger than the finished size of the card, which is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. But because I did the distressing, I cut it just the tiniest bit larger on all sizes, this piece, so that when I glue it down to the front of the card, because I want this to completely cover my card, my front of my card, and it pretty much covers it. You see what I mean? If I had done the piece, if I had cut it even a little bit smaller, I would have seen more white edges there. Okay, the next thing is this piece. This piece is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I've distressed it, and what I'm going to just make it into a banner myself. Yes, Georgia, Stampin' Up did sell a distress tool, and I actually have it, and I use it, but I'm not using it here because you can't buy it, and I like to always show you things that you can get. So anyway, I'm just going to cut my own banner, my own triangle edge, and because we're just doing distressing, it's not, you can pretty much hit the center there, right? It's not hard. If you have this size approximately of a banner die, you might want to use it, but I knew that I could get pretty close. So now I'm just going to distress the inside. And now what I'm going to do is just barely kind of roll up the little edges, because remember, we're doing a little distressing here. It's not overly distressed. Okay, we could have over distressed, but we're doing light distressing. And now I'm going to glue this down. No, I'm not. Boo-boo. Mistake on my part. Whoops. Good thing I remembered that. Let me get one of my little tissues and pull that off. That was my fault. We are going to tie a ribbon around here, and I love this ribbon. This is Daffodil Delight. Hello, Louise. Good to see you. This is on low inventory. It's on last chance, but I wanted to use it. Look, I only have a little bit left, and I thought I'm going to use it today. This is 1/8 inch Daffodil Delight satin ribbon. And what I'm going to do is wrap it around twice here, because, you know, we're doing bows and pretty things today, distressing and ribbons. And so I'm going to wrap it around twice and cut down here. And we're going to start out by just tying this in a knot to get started. We'll tie it in a bow later after we finish more of the card, but we're going to do this. I'm so glad I remembered to do this before I put my, before I glued the banner down. And what I'm doing is I'm putting one end of the ribbon under the other piece of ribbon so that it will hold it together, because I'm going to want a bow over on this side. I'm just going to tie it in a little knot to start. Okay, now we can glue it down. Now let's make sure our card is right side up. Oh, you get nail files from the dollar store for distressing. Oh, interesting, Roz. What a great idea. I love that tool. There's no way I'm getting rid of my distressing tool. It's in my drawer. Okay, so now we're going to glue this down. Now we don't need to come all the way to the top and we don't need to come all the way to the bottom. This is a background piece, okay? So we're just going to have it a little off the top and a little down up from the bottom. We're going to curl the edges just a tiny bit. Remember, light distressing. Okay, there we go. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I have a scrap of this paper. I know it's hard to cut into that, isn't it? And I'm going to punch a 2 3/8 inch circle here from my punch because I just want to give a little background to the flowers we're going to make. Okay, so this is the basis of the card. Now we're going to make some flowers and leaves, and we're going to do more distressing stuff. Okay, you ready? Okay, I've got, what do I have? What is all this stuff for? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the leaves. And what I want to show you, the leaves I'm going to use, these dies. The only die I'm using today is this particular leaf die. And I've been telling you and showing you how Stampin' Up! Is really doing some amazing things with their dies. So these little marks here not only kind of emboss the leaves that we're going to cut, but they cut in also. And it makes these really pretty leaves, and I'm going to show you. But we're going to make some distressed type leaves. Now, we could watercolor, but I wanted to show you easy. Okay, this is easy distressed, light distressed. So I'm going to start with, I'm using Granny Apple Green because I don't know why we don't have garden green blends. I don't know why. I'm using Granny Apple and a light Mossy Meadow. Okay, so I'm going to start with the light Granny Apple on the brush end. And I'm just going to do this, okay? I'm just going to color just different places, just like this. This is what I might call faux, as in false, F-A-U-X, faux watercoloring. And I'm just going to come in and just color more places to color this piece that we're then going to cut out. Then I'm going to come in with my Mossy Meadow, again the brush end. It doesn't have to be neat or anything, okay? Just like that. And we're going to cut the leaves out of this. But first, I rarely do this, I don't hardly ever do this online with my lives. Let me have a little sip of my water. But I want to remind you how to splatter, because distressed projects usually have splattering. Cheryl, good to see you. Ooh, 70 in Illinois. I'm so happy for you. So what we're going to do is take the brush end of I'm using light black blend. Now you can do this with a paintbrush also, and ink. And I'm just going to pull that little cap back, and it makes splatters, okay? Just some little splatters, just like that. And this is why I wanted to use the glass mat. Okay, there we go, done. Now let me bring my little Kleenex back in here. And I'm just going to go ahead, and I actually have my little alcohol bottle right here so that I can just clean that off right away. Just like that. So, and it dries right away. So this is what we're going to make our leaves from. Hi Nancy, good to see you. So I'm going to get my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to put my paper in here with this neat leaf die that I told you about. And because we used alcohol markers, it dried right away. It's not like if we did water painting. It would have been harder, okay? We'd have to let it dry. So here our leaves are cut. And let me just get all this put away off to the side. And I'm just gonna, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna poke my leaves out with my scissors, and there is a distressed leaf for you. And see how that looks? It looks fancy, it looks artistic, and nobody even knows you just did that in a flash with your Stampin' Blends. And now, and I want to show you, see, this opens up. Can you see how those open up completely? That just opens up. And now, more distressing, I know this is disconcerting for some of you, but you just squish it. You just squish your leaves, being careful not to tear the stem. And you're just going to squish them. And we've got more distressing. Now you can really see how those holes opened up, can't you? Let me pull it up a little closer for you. Can you see that? Isn't that neat? Yeah. So what I did, so it wouldn't take forever here, I went ahead and did 2 others in advance. Okay, so we've got 3. So we've got plenty of leaves to use on our card. Okay, so those are the leaves. Now we're going to do our flowers. And for the flower, I'm going to use the large, the really large, well, it's not, I forget what the 2 types of flowers are, but anyway, it's not the largest flower stamp. It's this one right here. This stamp right there. Okay. Yeah, it's a quick and easy way to do leaves. So for the flower, I'm going to stamp it in garden green, just like this. Okay, and now we are going to do, which I've been kind of teaching you guys, the easy peasy way of coloring with Stampin' Blends. Okay, so I've got Daffodil Delight, and I pulled in, this is retiring, but I pulled in light wild wheat to give some more shading. Okay, so I'm going to actually, let me start because I want the Daffodil Delight to be strong. So I'm going to use the brush end of the dark Daffodil Delight, and you don't even fuss about it. Don't worry, you don't need to get down there and get in every corner. We're just going to color only the flowers, okay? And what I'm going to do is leave, see, Stampin' Up, the stamp maker has already put little marks in here for shading. Those are little places where the petal might be folded over. And so I'm going to leave that, and I will shade that a little bit more later. Then I'm going to come in the center with the Daffodil Delight. Okay, so easy peasy, nothing. We just barely just scooch around it like that. No fussing. You don't have to get next to the line or anything, just like that. And then I'm going to again go in the inside. Okay, now I come back with my light Daffodil Delight, and I add in some more color at these different edges, these other little places where I didn't add color. I just kind of fill in. See how easy this is? It's just not even a big deal. There's a little folded leaf edge. Now I'm going to come back with this light wild wheat, and I'm going to add a little depth back in here. And the stamp itself shows us where lines are, so you can just put it in those places, and you can put the darker shade over the little folds, kind of just like that. And all of a sudden, your flower actually looks like it has some depth to it. Now, I could use the die. There is a die that cuts this out, but I don't want all the bottom part because we made our own leaves, right? So we don't need all that. So what I'm going to do is just fussy cut this flower. Now, I've gone ahead and done it to save time. I went ahead and made a couple in advance. And what I did is I made this one and fussy cut it. It wasn't even hard. And then I made a third one. I stamped again and used this particular flower and colored that the reverse with the light Daffodil Delight more fully on the petals and the dark on the inside. So it's going to make a nice contrast. So now we have 3 flowers and we have 3 leaves. Perfect. So here's all we do now is assemble it. And I thought this gives a nice alternative. These here are the leaves, this pattern, and this is more the graph pattern. So that's a nice little alternative there. Then I'm just going to put some glue on the back. This is going to be our focal point there. And now we're going to get some dimensionals and add our flowers with dimensionals. Now I'm only going to use one dimensional in the center of each flower, and these are linked together because of the way I cut them. I'm just going to put them over the top and allow a little of the circle to show. Okay, just like that. And then here comes the third flower, because you usually want to have an odd number, remember. I'm just going to tuck that one right up there. Okay, doesn't that look good? All of a sudden it looks really good. And now what we're going to do is I'm just going to go in there and curl. I should have done it before we put it on. I meant to, but I forgot. I'm just going to curl up those edges just a little bit, distress those flowers just a little. And even here, I'm just folding them in. This one I could fold a little bit. This helps them pop off the page. They're already popping off with dimensionals, but now they're popping off even more. Okay, now we've got our already distressed leaves. And what we're going to do, because the flowers are up on dimensionals, we're just going to tuck the leaves in. And one thing I'm going to do is I am going to trim the leaves so that they tuck in better. And I'm just going to use a few dots of basic white, multi-purpose rather, glue. And then we just, let me see, I think I'll tuck this one in here. Tuck that right in there. Let me see, I want to see if I can get one of the bigger ones with let me just cut the edge of the stem, because I want more leaves up in this area. Let's see what I can do there. I can't seem to get it quite the way I want it. Okay, so we're not going to be dissuaded. We're going to put more leaves up here, like this, because we don't want it to come off the edge of the card, right? And then we'll put one of these little individual leaves. You can just tuck these in anywhere. Get on there, you glue. Okay, probably too much. And we're going to tuck that little guy right up under there like that and turn it a little bit so it looks more natural. And then again, we'll trim this one. And I'm going to put this one up on the side because we have a sentiment coming in here that we're going to do next. And we just tuck these little ones in more sort of up like that. There we go. And we've already distressed them, so you see how everything already looks like it's coming right up off the page. Isn't that fun? Now we need to stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment we're going to use here is, I really like this one, Thankful for You, Friend. But I'm going to, you know me, I have to fussy cut my sentiments. You guys are used to that. So I'm going to cut out the word thankful, and I'm using here Tuxedo Black Memento ink, just like that. And then I'm just going to real quick fussy cut this. And remember, when you're fussy cutting, you turn the paper more than the scissors. You just turn the paper and leave the scissors really pretty much straight. Just go around the word. It's real easy. And actually, if you sit and do this for a while, it's extremely relaxing. I know some of you enjoy fussy cutting also. And you can just sit and fussy cut, and I can watch TV and do fussy cutting and really relax. I'm going to cut that part off so I can get that a little bit closer. And you just go in there and come around these little letters, just like little loops, just like this. Then we're going to come up over that little T, H rather, and then T, just like that, and right around that edge. Okay, and there, it only took a flash. Thankful. And then we're going to put this right in here, with some mini dimensionals. We're going to put on the word thankful to lift this up too. Because we want it to also be showing, you know, really stand out kind of. So let's see. I might want to pull my ribbon down just a little bit more. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my ribbon down just a little bit more. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. That's about good right there. And then we'll tuck thankful right in there. Like that. And then we'll just tie a teeny tiny bow here. And pull the loop small because we want the word to show. Let's see if we can get this. We could put a little mini glue dot under that bow, and I might do that later, but I'm not going to do it now. And there's our card, just like that. Isn't that kind of cute? I think it's very fun. It looks like a fun, shabby chic, darling little fancy card, and I love it. I hope you've enjoyed watching how to do some distressing techniques with not much trouble. We made that pretty quickly, didn't we? Okay, so let's turn you up now. So that will be the prize for next week. So if you put the word prize today or anytime between now and next Wednesday about noon, then your name will be entered in the, I'll put it in the random number generator that I do, and you might win this card. But the card that we're giving away today is from last Wednesday, and it's actually 2 cards. Because last Wednesday we used Thoughtful Journey, the stamp set we used last week, and we actually made 2 cards with the same stamp and die set. And I think the dies are already I don't know, they're not available right now. I think they're coming back. But anyway, these are the 2 cards from last week, and you get both of them. The winner gets both of these fun cards that we made, and the winner is Georgia. Georgia, do you pronounce it Moise or Moise? Georgia, congratulations. I'm so happy to send you these 2 cards. I don't know for sure if I have your address, so it always helps me so much if you email me at Peggy@prettypapercards.com with your address, so I have it right there and I can just get your cards right in the mail to you. I have some I need to get in the mail that I'll be doing this week. So congratulations to Georgia. I'm so glad that you won. And don't forget about free shipping today, tomorrow, and Friday. Take advantage of that free shipping while you can, because it doesn't come around very often, and especially for 3 days. Stock up on your card stock. Good, there she is. Good. So send me your address, Georgia. And this time I promise I will be back on Friday. Last time I forgot it was Good Friday, and I didn't do a live on Good Friday. But I fully intend to be back to come back this Friday. So, and we will do a fun fold. Okay, we will. Okay.